A shark took her arm. She took back her life. Welcome to Story Studio 91. Bethany Hamilton floated on her surfboard off the coast of Kauai, Hawaii. The year was 2003. She was 13 years old. The morning was perfect. Clear blue water, gentle waves. Bethany was with her best friend Alana and Alana's family. They were waiting for the next set of waves. Bethany dangled her left arm in the water. She was relaxed, happy. Then everything changed in an instant. A 14-foot tiger shark came from below. Its jaws clamped down on Bethany's left arm. She felt a tug, then pressure, but no pain. The shark thrashed violently. It pulled her under. Then it let go and disappeared. Bethany surfaced. She looked at her left side. Her arm was gone, severed just below the shoulder. The water around her turned red with blood. Bethany was born in 1990 in Hawaii. She grew up on the beach. Her parents were both surfers. Bethany stood on a surfboard before she could walk. By age 5, she was surfing real waves. By age 8, she was entering competitions. By age 13, she was one of the best young surfers in the world. Sponsors were starting to notice her. Everyone said she would become a professional champion. Surfing was not just what Bethany did. It was who she was. It was her identity, her purpose, her future. That morning started like hundreds of other mornings. Bethany woke up early. She grabbed her board. She paddled out with friends. Nothing felt different. Nothing felt dangerous. Tiger sharks were common in Hawaiian waters, but attacks were rare. Bethany had surfed these waters her entire life. She never worried. Until that moment. After the shark released her, Bethany knew she was in trouble. She had lost massive amounts of blood. She felt weak, dizzy. She told Alana's father what happened. He immediately started paddling her to shore. It took forever. Every second mattered. By the time they reached the beach, Bethany had lost over 60% of her blood. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital. Doctors said she was minutes from death. They performed emergency surgery. They stabilized her. She survived, but her left arm was gone forever. When Bethany woke up in the hospital, her first thought was not about her arm. It was about surfing. She asked her father one question: "Will I be able to surf again?" Her father did not know what to say. How could someone surf with one arm? Surfing requires balance. Paddling requires both arms. Popping up on the board requires both arms. Everything requires both arms. Most doctors would have said no. Most people would have told Bethany to find a new dream. But Bethany's father knew his daughter. He looked her in the eyes and said, "I don't know, but if anyone can do it, you can." 3 weeks later, Bethany was back in the water. 3 weeks. Most people would still be in therapy, still be traumatized, still be afraid to go near the ocean. But Bethany paddled out into the same waters where she lost her arm. She climbed on her board. She tried to catch a wave. She fell. She tried again. She fell again. Everything was harder with one arm. Balance was off. Paddling was exhausting. Popping up seemed impossible. Bethany cried tears of frustration, but she did not quit. She practiced every single day. She modified her technique. She learned to paddle with one arm by using her legs more. She learned to pop up by using momentum differently. She fell hundreds of times. She swallowed gallons of salt water. Her body ached constantly. But slowly, impossibly, she got better. Within months, Bethany was surfing again. Not just surfing, surfing well. 1 year after the attack, Bethany entered her first competition. People came to watch out of curiosity. They wanted to see the girl who lost her arm to a shark. They expected to see a tragic story. A brave girl trying her best but clearly outmatched. What they saw shocked them. Bethany surfed beautifully. She caught waves. She executed turns. She competed fiercely. She did not win that competition, but she proved something more important. She proved she belonged. Bethany kept competing. She kept improving. In 2005, just 2 years after losing her arm, Bethany won her first national title. She beat surfers with 2 arms. She beat professionals who had been surfing their entire lives. The surfing world could not believe it. How was this possible? Bethany made it look easy. She smiled. She laughed. She inspired everyone who watched her. In 2007, Bethany turned professional. She competed against the best female surfers in the world. She traveled to competitions around the globe. She surfed massive waves in exotic locations. She lived her dream, the dream everyone said was impossible after the shark attack. Bethany proved them all wrong. But Bethany did not just surf. She used her story to inspire millions. She wrote a book called Soul Surfer. It became a bestseller. Hollywood made it into a movie. Millions of people watched her story on screen. They cried, they cheered, they felt inspired. Bethany traveled the world speaking to people. She visited hospitals. She talked to amputees. She told them that losing a limb does not mean losing your life. She showed them that limitations are mostly in our minds. Bethany got married. She had children. She continued surfing professionally. She won competitions. She set records. She became one of the most recognized surfers in the world, not because she had one arm, but because she was genuinely great at surfing. The missing arm became part of her story, but it did not define her story. Bethany once said something powerful. Courage does not mean you do not get afraid. Courage means you do not let fear stop you. Those words define her life. Bethany was terrified after the attack. She was afraid to go back in the water. She was afraid she would never surf again. She was afraid people would only see her disability. But she did it anyway. She paddled out. She faced her fear. She reclaimed her life. Your tragedy does not have to be your ending. It can be your beginning. Bethany lost her arm, but she gained something more valuable. She gained perspective. She gained gratitude. She gained a story that inspires millions. What you lose can become what defines your greatest strength. What are you afraid of? What obstacle seems too big to overcome? What dream have you abandoned because it seems impossible? Remember the 13-year-old girl who lost her arm to a shark. She could have quit. She could have hidden. She could have let fear win. Instead, she became a champion. If this story inspired you, please like the video and subscribe to Story Studio 91. Share this with someone facing an impossible challenge. Remind them that courage is not the absence of fear. It is acting despite the fear.